I don't see any items in the agenda, but I know that we are close to release Falco 035. The release manager is Federico. Maybe Federico, you want to share some updates?
Yeah, quite a few things happened. Basically, we are tagging release candidates for Falco security libraries. We are at the second release candidate, and we are starting to, we just bumped Falco to the latest release candidate, and we are testing that everything is good. We already spotted a couple of issues, and we are fixing them as we catch them, basically. That's it. It will be like a week, 10 days worth of testing. So I still expect to be able to release Falco at the most the first week of June or January or June, of course.
So you mean within next week, basically?
Within the next 7-8 days, yeah. I hope.
Yeah, because next the end of next week is the June 1st.
Second,
yeah. Okay. Around that date, is that feasible, or are we too late?
I think it should be feasible. Okay. At worst, we should be able to release around the 7th of June, let's say. 1 week late.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any question about the release, the upcoming release, the process, or any other topics that you want to discuss, or you want just to present yourself?
Yeah, I think we have a new community member, Matteo.
Yeah, here I am. I was trying to sign in the HackMD, sorry.
No worries.
So,
yeah. Put you on the spot there.
Yeah, thank you, sorry. First time I use it, so I was struggling, just sign up, but okay, anyway. So I can introduce myself. Jacqueline, you already know me. So also Leonardo, we met in Amsterdam. And so I work as a system integration engineer, and I'm currently looking after piloting security tools as well as observability tools for my company. We are migrating to a new product which is running on Kubernetes. So yeah, I've been given this task to pilot and see what we can set up to improve and improve the security of our stack. And Falco is a tool that I already know from a few months. And right after the meeting, I joined in Amsterdam, also taking advantage of your book, Leonardo. I restarted piloting, and so right now I'm testing an installation on again on an internal lab, but I'm reached a good point, so I'm gonna install it also at a customer, starting from a test system already next week. And yeah, that's it about my introduction. If nobody has any other topic, maybe I have one. Shall I go ahead?
No, please.
Okay, so first time I got in touch with Falco, I was using Ubuntu, and there the process was really smooth. Because then I understood that the kernel drivers are already available out of the box essentially. So the init container is downloading them from your repository. This time I was using Rocky Linux, and they are not available. So I've had to use the driver kit to build them. In the end, I made it, even though I have to admit I struggled a little bit. I mean, documentation is available. I also reached out to the Slack channel and I got almost immediate help, so thanks for that. But generally speaking, I couldn't find any really step-by-step guide, you know, for someone who's getting in touch with this topic for the first time. That's maybe the only topic I could bring to your attention, you know, just as a point of view of someone who's jumping into this topic from scratch, essentially. For the rest, everything was smooth. I already knew how to set up rules, how to set up all the rest. So the only, let's say, issue I've had to do with setting up the kernel drivers for a distribution which is not part of the default set. That's it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this feedback. This is really interesting because we struggled a lot in the past to try to explain how to use the drivers. Actually, in the future, this should be also mitigated by the new BPF probe called the modern probe, the modern BPF that basically does not need a pre-built driver because it based on the core technology, compile once, run everywhere. But this is available only for kernels, if I remember correctly, from 5.8. Exactly. Okay. I just want to give also this information. This is on top of what you said that can mitigate it on kernel. But other than that, I definitely agree that we might need a step-by-step guide for this. Also because it's not a simple problem. There are a lot of current cases, and it's almost impossible for us to pre-build drivers for any possible distribution in the world, because it will be basically having an infinite build grid that we, of course, we can do that. We can't do that. So having a guide is for sure something that would help. I don't know if someone want to help with that. Yeah, or we can report it in a GitHub issue and maybe.
No, it's actually a very good point. I just wanted to ask Matteo, did you see the blog post where we were compiling with driver kit on Debian? It's quite straightforward. Of course, it's not as exceptional as Rocket, but yes, wanted to know if you found that document.
I think I did not. Actually, I cannot remember precisely which guides were helping in the end. What I for sure remember is that I've had to, let's say, put together information from different sources. And so in the end, when I reached the point, okay, it wasn't really a bit of a big issue. But yeah, I've had to, let's say, put together information from different sources, and this was a little bit, yeah, not so straightforward.
Understood. Yeah, I think we should consider moving that blog post into the documentation. The instructions are quite good, but it could be more complete, of course. The moment we move it to documentation, it's going to be longer, more detailed. So that's it's a very valid feedback. Thank you, Matteo.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Matteo. Thank you, Vicente. Any other topics, questions? Okay, I just want to add once. Basically, I am working on improving the visibility and also give more clarity about the status of each repository. The status basically indicates the maturity level of each in the repository, because if you don't know already, in the Falco Security organization, we have official support of the repository. For example, the Falco repository, the libs, the plugins, and so on. But we also have other repository, other projects that are considered incubating. And for example, Falco Exporter, the event generator, and other side projects inside that. Since we received the feedback that This might be confusing for some user or adopter. I opened an issue with some proposal to improve this. One in particular would be to add a badge to each README in each repository to indicate basically the maturity level of the repository of the project. This is just an update that I want to share with you since I'm working on that. I'm putting the link on the agenda just for the record. Okay, that's it. If there are no other questions or topics to talk, I would say thank you to everyone.